Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. You know, it is frankly quite astonishing the lengths that the SNP will go in order to not have an inquiry into all the nefarious doings of a certain group in Scotland. We all know what I'm talking about here, because for quite some time now, John Swinney has been very much against having an inquiry into the grooming gangs. Now, what the latest wheeze is that Justice Secretary Angela Constance is again rejecting calls now. She's rejecting calls for to urgently launch this independent inquiry, claiming, and she needs to claim, that there needs to be more evidence to show it will help prevent abuse of children now. Well, I don't know how much more. Well, first of all, she doesn't need any evidence because having the inquiry will automatically and immediately start helping children now. But it's not as though she needs more evidence. There is plenty of evidence. There is an abundance of evidence. But they are demanding more evidence because it's their way of slowing down any inquiry. And we know they don't want the inquiry because it's going to implicate them in so many different ways, at so many different levels, from mere, sort of not investigating to actively covering it up to using political might to, implicate police into not looking into it, to tell local councils not to look into it, to avoid social workers from mentioning it in reports, etc. And that's just the weak stuff. I think undoubtedly there's SNP members involved actively, and I mean physically, in the abuse of children as well. So no wonder they're doing their best to stop an inquiry. I think this is one of those cases where the Scottish office at Westminster needs to oversee this, to step in and say, no, this is not a matter for the Scottish government. This is something that's going to happen whether you like it or not. And it's going to be a full judicial-led inquiry into this problem in Scotland. This, we need more evidence is bullshit. And we know because of having people coming forward and talking about this. I'm going to do a video about this later, perhaps. One particular, woman now has come forward very bravely and talked about it. I will do that video separately. But even the police have admitted, no, they've had lots of complaints. But, of course, Constance can't let this go forward because she knows so many people of her party might end up in jail. And at the very least, what it's going to do is put into the minds of the people of Scotland that the SNP is basically covering up and therefore aiding and assisting the rape of children. But honestly, is anyone surprised? But the latest wheeze, we demand more evidence. Well, have the inquiry, and let me tell you, you'll be overwhelmed with evidence. And all of it, or most of it, pointing right back at the SNP. Thanks very much. Bye.